The host stops Chaucer's tale of Sir Topaz. "No more of this, for God's dear dignity," our host said suddenly. "You're wearing me to death. I say, with your illiterate stuff, God bless my soul, I've had about enough. My ears are aching from your frowsty story. The devil take such rhymes, they're purgatory." "That must be what's called doggerel rhymes," said he. "So why?" said I. "Why should you hinder me in telling my tale more than another man, since I am giving you the best I can?" "By God," he said, "put plainly in a word, your dreary rhyming isn't worth a turd. You're doing nothing else but wasting time. Sir, in a word, you shall no longer rhyme. Let's see if you can tell us one of those old tales from history, and speak in prose. Let it be gay, or have a wholesome moral." "Gladly," I said. "Dear God, I hate to quarrel, so let me tell a little thing in prose. That ought to give you pleasure, I suppose, or else it must be very hard to please you. It has a virtuous moral to appease you. It has been told again and yet again by various writers, but I may explain. No one evangelist would have suffered to tell us the pains of Jesus Christ, nor does each tell us as the others do. Nevertheless, what each has said is true, and all agree as to their general sense, though each with some degree of difference. If some of them say more, and some say less, about his piteous passion, I should guess, speaking of Mark and Matthew, Luke and John, their meanings doubtless were agreed upon, and therefore let me beg of you, my lords, if you should think my story ill accords with the original, if, for instance, more proverbial matter than you've heard before is thrust into my little treatise here, to enforce its meaning in the moral sphere, or if the words I use are not the same as you have heard, I beg you not to blame my variations. In my general sense, you won't find much by way of difference between the little treatise as it's known, and this a merry story of my own. So listen, please, to what I have to say, and let me tell my tale as best I may.